Thomas the Tank Engine and Friends. Stories from Sodor. Episode 11. The Caboose Caper. One morning, Edward was sitting at the station with Diesel, Bill, and Ben. He was ready to take a train to the scrapyards when mysteriously Diesel, Bill, and Ben left. Bye, don't crash. Wonder what that was about, Edward said. Well, time to go. I better start leaving, Edward said. And Edward left without his caboose. Edward was puffing along just fine. The trucks weren't causing trouble, and the sun was shining. The journey was going on just fine. Soon, Edward got up to Gordon's Hill. The trouble was about to begin. Percy was pulling a train of flat trucks when they held back. "Come on," Percy said. Hold back," the trucks whispered. Edward soon got to the top of the hill when, on, the trucks cried. "Whoa!" Edward cried as he slid down the hill. Edward saw Percy's train at the bottom of the hill. He couldn't stop. He crashed into it. "Whoa!" Percy cried. It was a mess. "Someone, get the breakdown crane," Percy cried out. Thomas brought the breakdown crane and then took Edward to the works, while Percy stayed and helped with the wreckage. Oliver just puffed in from the steamworks. "So, how's Edward?" Thomas said. "Victor gave me the news. Edward will be gone for a week." "Oh, poor Edward," Percy said. "You know," James said, "I don't think this was an quote-unquote accident." "What are you trying to say, James?" Duck said. What I'm saying is I think someone sabotaged Edward so he'd crash into Percy's train." If I ever find out who did that," Donald and Douglas said, "we'd be ripping their wheels off. Bolt from bolt. Bolt." "Whoa, you two," Toby said. "I don't think it's that extreme." "Everyone's a liar, Toby. You can't trust anyone." "What? Nothing. I said I hope Edward feels all right." "Yes, well, in the meantime, Sir Todd told me James, Donald, Douglas, and Ryan, you will be covering their trains. And Thomas, we need to talk in private." Okay," Thomas said. And they puffed away. "What was that about?" "Oh, no," Percy said. "All right, Thomas. Sir Todd told me to tell you one more thing, which is he wants you to look around Sodor, talk to some of the engines that involved Edward's crash, like Stafford, who shunted the train, or like anyone at Knapford, because what I know is Diesel, Bill, and Ben were at Knapford the time Edward was doing this. Oh yes, and he wants you to ask Percy a few questions as well. Percy? He couldn't have had anything to do with it." "Well, he was in the crash." "Yeah, that's just it. He was in the crash." "Thomas, I don't really know. Let's just get back to Tim Sheds. And remember, you start tomorrow." "Well, what about my ranch line?" "Oh, Sir Tom wants Ryan to look after it, actually." "Oh, okay then." And the engines puffed back to the sheds. Stafford was resting in the yard the next morning when Thomas came in. "Hey, Stafford." "Hello, Thomas. How can I help you?" "Well, can you tell me about Edward's train? Specifically, what did you put in it?" "I put in the 3 trucks that were required in the brake van." "Or did you?" "What do you mean, did I?" "Oh, yeah, he crashed." "Thomas, I swear, I put the brake van on. I wouldn't be lying to you if I didn't." Okay. I'll be back." "You sure?" "Yes, I am sure." "Fine, okay. I'll be back later to ask more questions." Poor Edward. Hope he's better soon," Stafford sighed. Thomas searched down the line Edward puffed on the day of the accident. Thomas soon came to Gordon's Hill, where the accident started. "But I don't see anything up here," Thomas said. "Nothing up during this journey showed me that the accident was staged." Well, to my understanding, Toby and Gordon were near Edward during his trip. "Maybe I'll ask them," Thomas said. "So, Toby, I understand you were on the bridge while Edward was pulling his train." "Yes, I did see him." "Okay, so, was there anything suspicious on the train?" "Nope, there just wasn't a brake van." "Oh, that is a mystery. Gordon next, so you don't know anything." "Nope," Toby said, and Thomas puffed away. Thomas was shunting Gordon's coaches later on. He knew it was the perfect time to interrogate him. "Thank you, little Thomas." Thomas came up next to Gordon. "Gordon, I have a question." "Yes?" "I understand you were on the suspension bridge when Edward was on Gordon's Hill. Did anything suspicious take place?" "Well, the trucks were pushing him down the hill. That's all I really know." "Thomas, I better get going." "See you later, Thomas." "Bye, Gordon." "Right. I know the trucks in Edward's train, but I'll have to interrogate them." Just then, Thomas thought, No, they always bump engines. It's pointless. There was no brake van. They probably didn't even know that. I guess it's down to Diesel, Bill, and Ben. But first, I better look for that brake van. Maybe it has some evidence in it." And Thomas puffed away, looking for the brake van. Thomas puffed onto the bridge, when suddenly he saw that seems like the brake van that was on Edward's train. All of her descriptions perfect match to it. "Oh, I better get the breakdown crane," Tom said, and he puffed away. Thomas brought the crane and got the brake van back on the line. "All right, I better take this to Oliver," Tom said, and he puffed away. Oliver was sitting in the yards when Thomas came in. Oliver! What is it, Thomas?" "This is the brake van from Edward's train." "It is? Where did you find it?" "It was thrown off the bridge near Morgan's mine." "We'll have to inspect it," Oliver said. And Oliver puffed back. Looks pretty beaten up. It looks like the coupling was yanked. Someone must have snatched it and took it away. Probably one of the engines at Knapford. Thomas, you want to interrogate Bill, Ben, and Diesel." "All right, I'm going. Shall I leave the brake van here?" "Yes, I'll take it to the steamworks." "All right," and Thomas set off to find Bill, Ben, and Diesel. "Great job, Thomas," Oliver said. Bill and Ben were sitting at Knapford Station when Thomas came in. "Hi, Thomas, what's the rush?" "Don't play games with me, you twins." "What do you mean?" "I know you can be part of Edward's accident." "What?" "Thomas, why would we harm Edward? We have a great deal of respect for him." "Because we all know you two are known for causing one of the big accidents on Sodor with all your tricks and whatnot. So it must have been you. You know Diesel was there too, right? Why were you leaving so quickly then?" "We won't tell you." "Well, why?" "Because you had something to do with the accident." "Fine, we'll tell you." "But I didn't even interrogate you." "Well, if we prove that we're innocent, then we'll tell you. We were playing a trick on Timothy, not Edward." Then it must be Diesel. I have to go. I will rip his wheels off. "Oh, Diesel, that evil black box on wheels," the twins said. Douglas was getting ready to head back to Tim's shed when Thomas puffed in. "Douglas!" "Hey, what is it, Thomas?" "I know who made the crash." "Wait, who is it?" "Diesel. I had to rip him wheel from wheel. Come on, let's get done and go." No, no, not Donald. Oh, why? We all know you're the nice one. Alright, fair enough. Now, I know where he is. I told him to meet me in the scrapyards. So let's go. Alright, let's go, lad. And the two set off in search for Diesel. Diesel was waiting at the scrapyards. Where is he? Another thing Diesel's are good at, being on time, unlike those steam engines. What did you say, laddie? Douglas, what are you doing here? He's helping me. Thomas, Douglas, what is this? We know what you did. What are you talking about? We know you're the reason of Edward's crash. What makes you say that? Bill, Ben, and you left, oddly enough, before Edward left. And then Edward crashed. We interrogated Bill and Ben, and they know nothing about it. Can't you ever assume it was an accident? It's always an accident. But not this time. Look, I was actually doing something important when I left. And what would that be? Thomas said. I was shunting trucks in the scrapyards. I don't believe you. It's the truth, Diesel said. You know, accidents do happen like this. We can't confess. Watch it. Douglas. He's good. Alright. We'll tell Sir Topham that it was an accident. Let's go, Thomas. Sorry about this, Diesel. Oh, yes, Thomas, by the way. What? I said things were coming. Just remember that. Just remember that. Alright, whatever. You're lucky we're not telling Sir Topham that. I knew they'd never suspect me.